In this video, I'll ask a few questions to show the difference between me and my dad's cultures. My dad lived in Pakistan, his home country, whereas today I live in Qatar as a foreigner. My dad lived in the city Lahore and he enjoyed living there. Lahore had lots of greenery and it rained a lot. In the weekends there were cultural and arts activities which people took part in. There were also many historical sites to visit. Compared to Lahore, Doha today is very hot in its weather and it barely rains. There's lots of skyscrapers in Doha and overall it's a peaceful city as there's not much crime. My dad lived in an independent house but he had lots of neighbors. It was a very close community as most of the people knew each other since birth and this was their home country. Doha, we first lived in a compound with many neighbors, but then our neighbors left so we moved to an independent house. Over here we have a few neighbors but we barely meet. In my dad's society there was not much discrimination. There were many different groups and religions, however they all respected each other and there was not much fights between any of them. Qatar is a Muslim country but there's people from all religions and nationalities who live here. The only problem would be that sometimes locals get preferred, but other than that there's not much discrimination. In my dad's culture, everyone was expected to eat at the dining table with the family. They would have a menu to decide what they would eat each day. Sometimes they would go to the cafe when their parents were gone. Today we're not expected to eat together as we wake up and sleep at different times. However, we always have to eat on the table and we're not allowed to eat in our rooms, otherwise we'll get in trouble. When my dad got bad grades, his family would react in a strong way. They wouldn't be allowed to play sports or go out, they would be grounded and forced to study until they improved their grades. Today, if I got bad grades, my family might ignore it once, but if I continue to get bad grades, they would discuss it with my teachers, and eventually they might even make me switch schools. For entertainment, my dad mostly played sports with his friends, as back then there was only a few cartoons on TV and they would go to the cinema only once a month. Today we have many electronics that we can use for entertainment, or otherwise we could go out and play any sport that we want to, and finally we can go to the mall for eating or just for fun. For vacations, my dad would go outside the city very often, but not outside the country as back then it was very expensive. He would go for weddings or even for school trips. Today we go for international trips almost every year as there's not many other places in Qatar to visit, and during the summer we also go back to Pakistan to visit our family. My dad's goal was to graduate from college and then join an academy for military training. After finishing the training, he was going to become a fighter pilot as in his culture this was looked up to. My goal so far is to get good grades so I can get into a good university, and then my parents would want me to be a doctor and engineer, but I'm still not sure what I want to be. What I learned from this project is that when you're living as a foreigner, your views and your culture changes from back when you were living in your home country.